For years, you've been able to catch me chatting with callers and reading letters from listeners right here on my YouTube channel. Beginning Friday, June 20th, you'll be able to watch a full hour of my preaching, teaching, and nagging at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. The Dr. Laura program on YouTube is my new weekly hour-long show. Enjoy my commentary, conversations, and woohoo worthy moments every Friday right here on youtube.com/Dr. Laura. Be sure to subscribe, set that notification bell, and share Dr. Laura on YouTube with a friend, with a stranger, whoever. It's all good.
This is The City.
Live.
At SiriusXM Los Angeles Studios.
Los Angeles, California.
Dr. Laura Live.
This
is the Dr. Laura program on SiriusXM Triumph.
All right, Lily will come and visit you guys. Maybe. That's good. Walk up, walk. That's our show for today. So if you want to go sit on somebody's lap, it's okay. Somebody call her. There you go. Now, don't get your feelings hurt if she doesn't sit on your lap, okay? I don't know how she makes choices. Lily, jump. Okay, thank you for coming. I appreciate you all making the effort. Oh, when we were down in the alleyway before the program, we were trying to call some of your spouses and friends and family members. We got 1 out of 4 to actually answer the damn phone. The other 3 of you have to really get on your people. When I'm calling you, pick it up. All right. Some of you listen frequently, a lot. How many of you listen every day? The rest of you could have put your hands up. All right, so the ones who, thank you, sir. The ones who listen every day probably will get some of these right sooner. So let me just try one now. 10 Stupid Things Women Do to Mess Up Their Lives, my first book. Okay, how tall am I? Who said 5'2"? There you go. 5 years ago, you would have been wrong. I don't know how gravity works to shrink you down. I think it's not gravity. Never mind, we're not going to discuss that. I was 5'3", and I was horrified to find out I was 5'2". I was really horrified, because then you really have to hem everything. All right, are you still standing firm on dating 2 years before marriage? Yes. Thank you. You want to come up here and do this? I can go out for breakfast. Do you have a bucket list? What's in it? I can answer that 2 ways. I don't really have a bucket list per se, because a bucket list is some notion that you're going to put things on a list that you will do someday. I don't wait for someday. If I get a notion that I want to do something and it's reasonable, I organize it, figure it out, get permission from Dan, and I do it. So no, I'm not postponing anything. Perhaps many of you have had friends and family members who were waiting until they retired to, or they were waiting until they were 2, and then they died, and they didn't 2. Okay, so don't wait. If you want to do it, figure it out, make it happen in a reasonable way. Because some of the things you put on your bucket list might be really silly. You know, like finding out if they can stretch me back to 5'3". What is the best part of a friendship for you personally? For me personally, okay, that I'm not alone. I could be in my house alone. I could be doing all kinds of things alone. But if I have friends, and I do, and good friends, I'm fortunate, then I always know in my head and my heart that no matter where I am, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, I'm ultimately not alone. That's probably the most important thing. that I could pick up the phone and I know somebody cares about me, or I don't pick up the phone and I know they care about me. So I think about how they help me and how they're there for me and how adorable they are and how I love being with them and doing things for them. And it's not alone even when you're physically by yourself. That's the best thing for me about friendship. Is there any part of your work or career that you hate? That's blunt. Is there any part of your work or career that you hate? No, although now that I'm off terrestrial radio, I don't have any hate feelings to program directors. I'm on Sirius XM, and they're wonderful and let me do whatever the hell I want, no matter how insane it is. And they invite me to be here and do this for you. So, yeah, that's out. I think the only thing that, and I'm sure if you listen, you hear it, because I don't hide. I don't pretend on air anything, ever. When people are doing things that hurt children, like Logan, the nails get long. That's the only part that'll get me angry. What people do to hurt themselves, I'm trying to help them, redirect it, fix it, whatever. But if they're hurting kids, yeah. These are pithy questions. That's THY. If you could go back to being 16 years old, no. Please, no. That was way too hard. Oh, my God. You're not a grown-up. You're not a kid. You're not anything. You have no point, no future, no present. It's just a mush of hormones and insanity. So, but that's not the question. If you could go back to being 16, but see your future as Dr. Laura today, what would you think or do? Whoa. Do people stay up all night and figure these heavy-duty questions out? 16. I think that would be terrible. Gee, I hope that never happens to anybody, because you're already a mess. You don't know who you are, where you're going, what's going to be. You don't know what's happening in the world, what's happening in your family, what's happening at school. It's a very difficult time. And the progress from that moment to 5'2" requires all those parts, which how would I know I would do if I already knew I was going to be here? How would I know what I had to put in to get here? And some of what I had to put in to get here was painful and disappointing, like getting fired because I had the highest ratings on the station. The station was collapsing. They brought in a consultant who tried to make me only do interviews. I said, no. And my ass was grass. I was out the door, and then they collapsed. Disney bought the big station, 50,000 watts, and then it collapsed again. But had I not gone through all of that, would I be here today? I don't know. So I think I would rue it, even though Spock saw himself later, and it worked for him. But he had pointy ears. Hello. I coach a cheer program for students with and without special needs. I'm assuming that's one program that has both kids. Okay. Any advice on spreading the message of inclusion? I'm so sick of that word. Here's how I would pursue it. You're all in a team. A team is one for all and all for one. And if you don't behave like that, you're off the team. Okay, let's go take care of business now. That's how I would handle it. This is what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, that's member of a team. When I first started, everything I've done in my life has been a solo act. I mean, now I have Lily, but in general, it's been a solo act. When I started sailing and racing on my boat, it's a team. And every now and then when I was learning, I would screw up. I'd get, oh, yeah, we'll turn the boat, okay. So I'd get scared and not do it right, and then I would cry. Now, this is all men on a boat with this little broad in the back who's crying, and we're in the middle of a race. Men don't look at that kindly. The bitch is crying. They never said that. They never said that. I would have if I had been them, but they didn't say that. Very nice guys. And so after a while, I learned we didn't win that race because of me. We didn't lose that race because of me. We're a team. We win or lose together. And if somebody screws up, how fast can we repair this? Once, way back, I had a guy, and he was putting up the sail in front. We were changing it because we had to turn around a mark, so you have to change which sail is up in the front. And he puts it up, and it's backwards and upside down. And it doesn't work. The wind looks at that and goes, what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. So I look up, and I realized that doesn't look exactly right. But I was new to the whole thing. He wasn't. But people make mistakes. He had that sail down, flipped and upside down, right side up, within about 15 seconds. We didn't lose a lot because the boat still has some momentum. And I went on the air and talked about it. I said I was very impressed with what happened. He screwed up badly. And it cost us about maybe 15 to 30 seconds. But what was really impressive was how quickly he remedied it. There was no yelling, no screaming, no crying. And the important part when we mess up is to learn something from it so it don't happen again. I'm half Italian, I can do that. All right. Okay, when you write with a pencil, press harder, okay? What is the meaning of life? I'm just seeing how long I have. The meaning of life. Well, frankly, from my philosophical point of view, that is so easy. That's it. One of the easiest answers I'll probably do today. Make somebody else's life better because of you. That's it. That's it. I can't think of any other meaning of life. Each of us exists here, but it's kind of a team all over the planet, although we don't act like it. But if we think about it that way, we have to each contribute. So when I talk about purpose on the air, what is your purpose? It is to make somebody else's life better. And it can be anything from helping a kid who just fell down outside that you don't even know, to curing cancer. It doesn't matter how big it is. It just matters that it is. So when you think, oh, I don't have any purpose, then think, how can I benefit somebody else's life today by virtue of me? What is it I can do, say, or be that would improve somebody's life? Then you got it. That's, to me, the meaning of life. But that was sneaky, putting a heavy-duty one like that in there. May I give you a hug for teaching me the value of prickly truth over a cozy lie. Where are you? You're not going to admit it? You're going to turn down a hug? Hey, make believe you wrote it. Give me a hug. Thank you. It's so funny. Hugs are probably one of those important things we can do for each other. Married, strangers, friends, people in a bleachers, whoever it is. Isn't a hug feel good? So yesterday, a semi-friend called to give me, I was on the air during a commercial break, and she called to tell me something really ratty happened. And I don't need to hear this, much less during a commercial break, okay? Before the commercial break is over, Dan walks in and says, and he's in another room, and I'm in a soundproof room. He didn't know what happened. We've been together so long, he saw my face and body language. He just came in and said, I think you need a hug. Hugged me, left, and that was it. That's Dan. Seeing fine lines and wrinkles creeping across your face? Oh, that's no day at the beach. Let Vibrant Super C Serum bring back your healthy glow. Brighter, firmer, smoother. I'm so happy I discovered Super C Serum. It outshines other more expensive products I've tried. Vibrant Super C Serum is made with the highest quality vitamin C, high hyaluronic acid, and vitamins B5 and E. Bursting with a citrusy scent, it hydrates, smooths, tones, and even helps fade the look of dark spots. So simplify your skincare routine. Let Super C Serum replace your day cream, eye cream, night cream, neck cream, wrinkle creams. If you don't find it better than your current regimen, they'll give you a refund within a full year of your purchase. So go to Vibrance.com/Dr. Laura to save up to 37% off and get free shipping. That's Vibrance, Vibrance, Vibrance.com/Dr. Laura. This is a show I did on a stage. I had the best time doing this, and it was in movie theaters, so it played in movie theaters, okay? I didn't tell her to stay, so it's all right. In praise of moms, paying tribute to mothers, it was all about that. Okay, what's my middle name? I gotcha. Doctor is the first name, Laura is the second name, Schlesinger is the last name. I like that. Who said that? Here you go. That's funny. It's Catherine, by the way. Okay. The first children's book I wrote, and I love this, and I illustrated by Daniel McFeely, who was the greatest artist for kids' books. The company was not happy, HarperCollins, because, you know, all the art for kids' books are usually this little wispy watercolor look, you know, and I'm going to have it's all over your face, right? Okay, so how old am I?
78. 78. 72. 39.
That it. I don't mind being 78. I really don't. All the parts work. But when you get to my age and you have friends from 60 and up, when we all see each other, we go, "Hi, how you doing? You look great. I love the hairdo. How are all your parts working?" I am 28 and looking for a serious relationship. It feels like all the men in LA have Peter Pan syndrome and don't want to commit or settle down. How do I get a man? How do I get a man? How do I get a man to settle down? You can't get one to settle down. You have to find one that's a settler downer. Thank you. Well, there are certain places I think you're going to be harder pressed. I defined, because there's sort of the social, I don't even know the word that I'm looking for. It's just a community of thought and behavior, and probably have to go other places. First of all, if I were 28, I wouldn't be so hot and heavy to be looking for a guy to settle down. The chances are you're still kind of, and we don't need that to getting married, because then you call me 15 years later with 4 kids going, "I didn't choose wisely." Well, why did you marry him? He was a hunk. And he was good in bed. Those aren't exactly bad qualities. I wouldn't turn a guy down on those qualities. Just has to have more than that, okay? All right. How can women who don't have children be fulfilled? Because there are all kinds of ways to be fulfilled. I mean, Mother Teresa, she never got married. Well, they married Jesus, or however that's done. But, you fulfill yourself in other ways of being meaningful. And you can adopt, you can foster care, you can work in preemie wards where you sit there and you hold babies and rock them, as, their parents can't be all the time and or need a break. So there are all kinds of things to do. And besides, for all of you who are parents, raise your hand if you have been a parent. Okay, keep your hand up. Drop your hand if your kid was never an ass. Thank you.
You're still an ass.
You call my show. What do you recommend to a husband that's guaranteed to light the fire in their wife? Okay, I need 2 ladies to quickly come up. Come on. Thank you. Do you know each other?
No.
Oh.
We just met.
Would you like to?
Sure.
She seems nice.
Very.
All right.
Very
All right. What I want is, what would light your fire? Quickly.
Touching.
What would light your fire?
Just being thoughtful.
See, just have to, that was just an experiment. Every woman is going to have a different way to first connect, and that starts the lighting of the fire. Men are more like, that thing that looks like a gun and you click it and that's how you start the barbecue. Boom, gone. All right. Yeah, we need to put the thing in and build a fire underneath and put more shredded paper there and all of that. All right. What is your name?
Sonia. Allison.
Well, I think you should be friends from now on, is what I think. But thank you very much. But the point is, it's going to be different. You got to know your woman. So experiment. You can tell. And after you experiment and you can tell, you have to be flexible. It's like having a list. Well, today that didn't work. Let's try that. That works. Okay? And usually for women, it starts out not like you see in movies, where they just meet, they've barely had dinner, they go to one of their two places, they barely get through the front door when they're tearing each other's clothes off. That's not typical. Yeah. Yeah. What is the best and worst cultural change you have seen in all your decades as a radio talk show host? Oh, gosh. The worst cultural change has been about 25, 30 years of trying to destroy the family in various and sundry ways. And you see that happening even today. We're not going to be called mothers and fathers anymore. You're a birther or some stupid stuff. Just to destroy the family. Because if you've read Animal Farm, if you destroy the family, then you can take over everything. Because you raise the kids. Remember the Nazi Hitler youth? Yeah, you destroy the family by having the kids be policemen against their parents, and the parents say or do anything, Yeah, that's the best cultural change you've seen in my decades, that there are people like me who are still able to communicate something different, so. How do you continually answer all of our endless and repeated questions without totally burning out? God, if I thought about it as endless and totally repeated questions, I'd probably burn out. But that's not how I look at it, interestingly enough, I say myself. And that is, two people could call about a wretched kid. But the wretchedness and the family dynamic and the situation are going to be different. So there will be elements of similarity, but I look for the particular to that situation. Because if I did look at it this way, I would have quit a long time ago. Because I would have been bad at it. I would have said, oh, you're calling about a wretched kid? That's answer 3.4A. And I could stay home. Or with AI, that might happen. But an AI, I don't think, is ever going to be able to assess the nuance. And that's what I look for in each call. I remember one program director came in during a break and said, it is so weird listening to you. Thank you. So is this a preface to you're fired? I don't know. So he said, the person calls and said, I'm talking about hamburgers. And they're talking about hamburgers. And suddenly you go, what's wrong with your toe? You've all heard me do that. I don't know where that comes from. And suddenly we know the real problem, which is why they're eating hamburgers. That didn't work. Okay. Is it okay to be more aggressive in my search for a date? For example, ask a guy out, not waiting until I get asked out because I'm flirty and friendly and no one asks me out. No, you don't want to do that. Guys only value things they have to work for. That's just male. They value it if they sweat and bleed. We have a joke on our boat. If we do a regatta and nobody has bled on the cabin floor or on a rope, we didn't work hard enough. I don't have that same rule. I'm the only one who wears shoes on the boat. These guys go shoeless, and now there's a reason. I know this is not what we're talking about today, but there are lines, you guys call them ropes, all over the place. If I step on a rope with shoes, I'm going to roll. If they step on a rope barefoot, they're going to go, ow. All right. Thank you for 50 years of your wisdom. You're welcome. It's just that long. Okay. What do you think is the most impactful mark you've made in radio? I have no idea. Anybody want to answer that?
So I actually listened to one of your shows a couple weeks ago on my drive to work. I'm a registered nurse, and on my way to work, I was listening to you because I've been kind of trying to date here and there. And there was a girl that called, and it was a very similar situation. She was also a registered nurse going to work, dating a guy on and off, and he just couldn't make up his mind. And you said something along the lines of, "You sure love the word if." And I kind of just was sitting there, and my jaw dropped, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like, why are we staking our lives and the rest of our lives and the father of our kids, our husbands, why are we staking that on the word if? And it just stopped me dead in my tracks. And in regard to dating, that's something I've really like thought about a lot, is I can't stake my husband if he did this, yeah, like, and so that was a very powerful thing. Yes. So
Thank you. Somebody else want to tell me how I've been impactful? She just punched you twice. You didn't get the message? You have to say something now.
You make my mom very happy and excited to listen, and she likes to teach me your lessons, but if she's excited about something, I'm excited about it. So, yeah. Thank you.
You want to say something, sir?
Yeah. I'd say the biggest thing for me is learning to be accountable instead of defensive. I think that's one of the biggest things I've gotten from listening to you.
Thank you. And this is your father? Yes. I'm glad you bring him around to things. That's very nice.
Okay, okay. You've impacted my life. I married somebody who turned out to be a druggie, and after four kids, 4 and under, I divorced him with your wisdom. He tried to come back. I said, give me 5 years of being clean, and we'll be back together again, because I loved him so much. And he couldn't. He didn't want to wait around. This is one of the products of you.
Well, put it that way.
I know that's wrong, but I raised my kids. Well, she's a good kid. I raised my kids according to what you said. Like, one of the things was, okay, you're divorced. It's not the kid's fault. The house is for the kids, so you go back and forth. And I offered that to my ex-husband, but his girlfriend wouldn't allow that. But just to that extreme, I did that. And then even the Drake Institute. I took one of my children to the Drake Institute. Yeah. I mean, my life and my kids are so much better because of you. And I thank you so much. I really do.
Is this just a coincidence that you're both here? That's wild. If your child's school or doctor has suggested it's time to medicate your kid for ADHD, it's time for you to call the Drake Institute instead. The Drake Institute is fabulous. They've helped countless families deal with behavioral and other issues associated with ADHD, ADD, and autism, and they do not drug. Patients travel from all over the U.S. and Canada for the Drake Institute's 6 or 8 week accelerated treatment programs. Those in California can even be treated remotely from home. So if your child has already been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, or autism, or has struggled with homework, has difficulty focusing on schoolwork, or just simply underachieves, call 1-800-700-4233. That's 1-800-700-4233 and ask for the Summer Accelerated Treatment Program, or visit thedrakeinstitute.com. The Drake Institute, it will change your life. So, Dr. Velkoff, how long do we go back? How far do we go back?
31 years, Dr. Laura. 31 years.
I'm not that old. Oh, you are? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for helping with that. Lily, would you like to do some tricks? Come on. Down. Roll over. Roll over. Here, come on. Come here. What else would you like to do? Would you like to turn? Would you like to turn? Would you like to hug again? Give me a hug. Yes, come on. It's okay. Yes. She's so delicate when she does that. You're a good girl. Could somebody go into my room? I forgot to bring her treats. I'm a bad mommy. Good girl. She's the best. That's Mallory. Dr. Laura and Lily. Oh, thank you for being respectful. If a parent causes too much pain, is it best to keep our kids away? Sort of depends on the circumstance. Sometimes parents have been really ratty, and over the years, they've pulled their act together, and but you have that history with them. Let's just say they're really, really, really good with the grandkids. Then give them the blessing you missed out on. Yes, thank you. These are my little train. Oh, you know what these are. You know what these little training tidbits are. When I take her for long walks, I take her off leash. And she'll run ahead because I like her to be a dog sometimes. On a leash, they're not dogs. So then I'll go, Lily, here, sit. Good girl. Okay, you're being weird. There you go. I have no idea. She's a poodle. Every now and then they're snooty. Like, Can't you do better than that? About French toast, piece of chicken? All right. So it kind of depends. If that parent is still ratty to you, and then no, because you should not put anybody in between you and your kid who could undermine that bond. No. No. Is there something in your life or in your job or personal life that you regret? I'm sure. I just don't want to rehash any of it. But one regret that early on, I did it must have been 2,000 people in this auditorium, and it was kind of one of the first times I was on KFI Los Angeles, and it was one of the first times I did a public event on a big stage and all of that, and I had microphones, and people came up and asked questions, and I regret how I answered one question horribly. I regret it. Lady got up and said one of the beginnings of the downfall of marriage and family and commitment and responsibility and obligations is birth control. So I said, no. No. I mean, people need to be able to. Years later, as I evolved and as I had more experience on the air, I realized, as much as that sounds crazy, and I'm not for eliminating birth control, don't get crazy on me, it's that philosophically, that was the beginning of separating out obligation. So it was the beginning of separating out responsibilities and making kids. So I regretted that I behaved in a way which was so discounting. I hadn't thought it through yet. So I wake up sometimes, believe it or not, remembering that. Just pops into my head every now and then. And I think what's good about that is that it keeps you more seriously thinking about every answer I give. Now, on the air, there are times which I accept that what I'm doing is going to be misunderstood by a large portion of the audience because it's so intricate psychologically, maybe too deep for on air. But I get in this place when I'm helping somebody, and I'm like a laser beam. I ain't giving it up until I feel like I got there, not only for that person, but for everybody listening who could identify with it and do better with their lives. So, yeah, it's, believe it or not, I know that sounds small, but philosophically, she was right. But I would prefer everybody use birth control than mess kids' lives up by having oopsies and either sucking them into a sink or making their lives miserable. 2 of my 3 children, adults, both have one very loved grandchild of mine. It is not in our budget to fly and visit them. I do enjoy being a stay-at-home wife. Do I get a job to fly and visit them? Well, so the kids are all up and out. My answer is yeah. Absolutely. Do what it needs to do so they have memories of you. You are their history. They need to know you. You have things to give them. Not just warmth and hugs and love, but wisdom. It'd be nice. My granddaughter called me last night. Fortunately, I had had my hair done, and then I slept on it, and it still came out pretty okay. And she called me with the, face, usually I hate when she does that because I look like, and she just calls. I mean, that she wants to call me is so fabulous. She's a 17-year-old girl. What does she want to talk to her grandma for? She loves to call me. By the way, I'm seeing the whole family tomorrow. How do you let go of resentment toward your husband? I've told this on the air from the lady who wrote to me and said she's listening to the show and all the women are bitching about their men. And she bitched about hers, and then he died. And she'd give anything to have his socks and crap all over the floor again because it meant he'd be here. So it's your attitude. So he's annoying. He's there. Loves you, cares about you. Most of the things he does are not annoying. Most of the things you do annoy all men. It's true. We are very annoying. Starting with the menstrual cycle. Shit. She's doing that again. How to move on from an incredibly difficult childhood. Because today is not an incredibly difficult childhood. Today is not a terribly difficult childhood. Your childhood was. And you weren't in control. And you are now. I could stand here and bitch about my childhood, so what? I don't care about that. I'm not in a difficult childhood right now. I'm enjoying your company. And it's the only time I get the makeup done. I'd like to do this every week. What's your favorite movie? Oh, you really have favorite movies? I have to pick one. Let's see, one. If I have to pick one. Well, Lawrence of Arabia was the best movie ever made, but that's not my favorite movie. The African Queen. If you haven't seen it, see it. I think it was made in the 50s, 50s. Fabulous. Humphrey Bogart. How many of you know who that is? Oh, thank God. Katharine Hepburn. It takes place in Africa, World War I. The Germans are down there wreaking havoc. And she is a missionary, and her brother, who was the head missionary, just got killed by Germans, and everybody's running around. And Humphrey Bogart has this little crappy boat called the African Queen, and he's a total drunk. And it is the most beautiful love story, morality play, showing sacrifice for something more important than yourself. It had everything in it. Everything. And there's one scene in particular that I loved, and I put it in a book I wrote, because she's just fed up with him, and she's so prissy. She's a missionary, and she's so prissy, and she's so disgusted by him. He's dirty, and he's drunk. And she talks him into, they found out a big German boat was going to be in the lake, so she said, we need to blow it up. The boat goes from here to here. How are we going to blow up this huge ship? Well, we can make a bomb. We can make a torpedo. We can make 2 torpedoes. It's insane at that point, but she's hell-bent. We'll die doing it. We have to do it. It is important that we get rid of that ship because they're killing tons of people. And so there's one scene where he's drinking And she says, it's just disgusting. You're just drunk. And he goes, it's just nature. And she puts the Bible down and said, we were put on this earth to rise above nature. It was a line, I'm not sure I said it as well. I'm sure I didn't say it as well. But it was a line that is our point. We're to rise above just, we want power, food, territory, sex. We've got to rise above that and be something else to each other. So it's a great movie. So if I could pick one movie, that would be it, The African Queen. I lost my husband nearly a year ago to a 2-year battle with cancer. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I always welcome people asking, just a second, how I'm doing. Do you have a short answer? I have ups and I have downs, but generally doing well. Any advice? Oh, and then there's a second question. Oh, God. That second one's really heavy. The first one is, okay. That's it. Okay. Let's all try that. Okay. There you go. It helps with the hand in the air. Why are there no Italians in here? Hey, okay. All right. And about reinventing your life. Day by day, and you can't plan that. It starts coming after you. Like now I'm teaching weaving, round machine knitting, and UV resin jewelry making at not all in the same day, at this place called the Crafters Library up in Santa Barbara. Who thought I'd be doing that? But, over the years, all the charity work that I do and making all the things that I sell in all the boutiques, I've gotten pretty good at stuff. And one day somebody said, you should teach this. Nah, I don't want to. You should teach this. Nah, I don't want to. Okay. So now I do that. And as a matter of fact, 2 weeks from this Sunday, I'll be teaching again. What is your number one tip for staying in shape? I don't have a number one tip. Yes, I do. Be committed to it. That's it. I don't have to feel like working out. I certainly want that huge piece of cheese slathered over a breaded piece of chicken with red sauce all over it. So I'll eat half. The joke has always been, the friends who know me go, it's 2 cookies, not 1, not 3. If you keep yourself from something, that's all you think about. But if you sort of portion yourself, then it's fun. I have my 2 cookies. I sit there and I pat them and I go, you're so cute. It was 2 cookies. And I really enjoy them. Although the one thing I have no resistance to, I'll admit this, blue chips, the corn chips, grease and salt. I love grease and salt. If I wanted to gain 10 pounds, I could do that in a week. After BB passed, and that was my prior poodle, she was half the size of Lilybug, wherever she is. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. After BB passed, when did you decide to get another dog? Oh, well, it was about half a year, and I realized there was nobody sitting on the chair with me. Or sometimes when I'm on the air and I'm sitting on the edge of the chair and she's here and I'm about to fall off. And I just didn't have the cuteness and the adorableness and the companionship and the hiking together and all of that stuff. Now, BB was a prissy dog. She was a show dog. I didn't show her, but she didn't walk like this dog. This dog walks like a dog. BB was... And she would do tricks more than Lilybug. She loved to perform. It's in the DNA. She was bred to do that. And she would hike, she would run ahead, where is she? Come back, bark at me, move your butt. And I missed that after a while. So I thought I'd get a poodle again, and I heard about Moyens, which are between sort of an intermediate size. They're less than a standard. So I went to this place and they had all these cute little balls of fur. I couldn't pick a dog. I said, how do I know their personality? It could turn out to be awful. And then what do? You feel guilt. So, I don't want this dog. So I didn't know what to do. So I'm sitting on the floor. Ugh. I'm just sitting on the floor with my back against the wall and waiting for my family to quit looking at all the cute dogs. And this one little ball of fur waddles over, looks at me. Yeah, see? And this is what she did, basically. And then she just jumped on my thigh and just sat there, closed her eyes, and went to sleep. And I went, I guess this is the dog. Seems to like me. Maybe I can't pick. Maybe she can. All the other dogs ignored me. So that was not a match. This was a match. So no, you don't go chasing after men and you don't go chasing after dogs. Capiche? I love you. Yes. Want to know other things that you can be snotty about? Here. Here, would you like a treat? They're not Dr. Marty's. That's why she's not going for it. Okay, so that's how I ended up with another dog. Good, I have plenty of time. Have you ever thought about living in a different country? No. Best country in the world. Chaotic right now, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. No. Try, that's nice, you eat it, but I can't hand it to you? What is that about? Yeah, shake your tail. Do you ever get tired of doing what you do? I do so many things that I shift from. In my house, I will sometimes sit for a half an hour and crochet this sweater I'm working on for myself, which will never get done because crochet is little stitches. And then I'll do something, and then I'll go upstairs and make a resin thing, and then I'll finish with that. Then I'll take her for a long walk. Then I'll come back. So I do so many things that I don't have time to be tired of anything except tired. Okay, let's have some fun here. Okay, we did a book, we did a tape. How about a hat? How about two hats? Que paso? It'll be there when I get back. All righty. What do I weigh?
102.
In a perfect weight.
103.
Damn, he's married.
98.
98? Oh, I'm going to have the spaghetti dinner. 113. Oh! Here, you get this one because I almost killed. Oh, we've got something new. And, yeah, okay. All right, got something new. Let me open it. If you're a fan of, woohoo! My peeps whipped up these T-shirts to commemorate your love-hate relationship with me saying, woohoo! As a way to get somebody's attention. I tried the gavel. Do you know what works perfectly? Shh. And all this, oh, there's a leg, there's this, there's that. No, people just want to keep talking. So that's just nonsense. They try to blame it back on me or technology, but it's hilarious because all I do is go, shh, and they stop. But it's not as much fun as, woohoo! Boy, what was it, ironed in place? There we go. So we have these new T-shirts. You just have to go on drlaura.com. This is good for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Mine is pink. I wore it all yesterday. Okay. Who weighs the least in the room?
The dog. Right here she does. 115.
The cute blonde who's your daughter? Stupid things parents do to mess up their kids. I so enjoyed. Who has the most number of kids? You have three, 4, 5? I'm not going to throw this. She might not. Did God make those girls? You're serious. Do you know how much it costs to curl your hair like that? It took her a while to embrace it. I think it's gorgeous. Oh, yeah. My hair is like yours. So, just, all righty. Let's get to the cards again. I don't have time to hand them out one by one. All right. Here's a fun way to start your day. Okay. Best way to deal with a sister who is one-sided. Which side? I don't know what that means. One-sided and brings me down and wants to be put first. I would let her be. Stop entangling yourself in difficult people. What the hell's the point of that? It's not going to change. It makes you miserable. And then you're not spending time doing whatever it is you were supposed to be doing on this earth to make it perfect. If there's nothing else you leave with here today, that's a stupid phrase. I hate that. I want you to leave with everything. But if there's one thing, it would be that your life matters if it matters to somebody else. And don't spend time with difficult people because it keeps you from mattering. You didn't know that was a verb. As an older adult, what can I do with a helicopter mother? How old? Do you come from a family where everybody lives very long? How do I figure out what I am passionate about when I just enjoy life and love to do lots of different things? That's your passion. You have it already. Duh. I had a week where I was saying duh to people, and then somebody sent me a pink, like a baseball hat, pink with sparklies that said duh, and I wear that every time I race. Do you believe one can manifest one's destiny? I don't believe in a destiny. So I guess I'm not going to talk about manifesting it. Although I say that, and then people ask me how I got into this, because I got a PhD in physiology at the Medical School of Columbia University in New York, and I don't like to mention that anymore because it's anti-Semitism city over there now. Evidently, it always was. But I got into this by accident. I called a radio show and the topic of the day and answered the topic of the day, and they thought I was funny and witty, blah, blah, blah. And then the host wanted to meet me, and I'm an academician from New York. I'm not interested in this. And went to lunch anyway, and this sounds like a scene from a movie where you're going to be, taken into the back of the car. And because he said, we're having lunch, and he said, I know this sounds really stupid, but one day you're going to be a star. And I thought, how many movies have I seen with that line in it? And he was a radio host, and he mentored me, and here I am. So while I don't believe in destiny, maybe there is such a thing, and sometimes, but I don't know, because this came and got me. I never said, I want to do this. Never occurred to me. I was dragged into it, really, kicking and screaming for a while. I love what I do. Can't imagine not doing it. Obviously, I could never have manifested. So if I had to push that you can manifest this is how I'd say it. Be open. Just be open. Something new presents itself. Be open. Don't dismiss it because it's unfamiliar. I mean, I killed 1 million rats trying to cure diabetes with fat pads and insulin. That's where I was. And that was definitely not where I should have been. Talk about getting tired of something fast. Okay? So perhaps we do, but I don't really believe it, but I don't know how to explain what happened to me if I say I don't believe it. On the other hand, I think that there are just so many doors that open. And a lot of those shows on television, which door, behind which door is the prize? Well, you could think about that for your life too. Behind which of these 50 options is the right one for me? Hell if I know. Experiment. It works, it doesn't work. I was not meant to be a research scientist. Had the brains to do it, but it wasn't in my heart. And this is in my heart. So experiment, keep your mind open, and realize again, when I say choose wisely, treat kindly for relationships, for your own life, matter to somebody else. That's how you matter. You don't matter if you don't matter to somebody else. So thank you all very much for coming. I hope this gave you something you could use in your life. So thank you.
Thank you.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, the whole thing. Seeing Dr. Laura. Her calling my husband.
Matt!
My mom's had her on the car, just playing on the radio in the car my entire life, and I just owe everything to who I am and what I've learned from her. So
She's definitely
it's been the best day ever.
She's definitely shaped who I am as a person,
Yes.
a wife, girlfriend, mother, and I adore her. Absolutely adore her.
I learned that if is a 4-letter word. And I learned that I'm getting my mother a Woohoo shirt for Mother's Day.
Honestly, for being here, and this is a great Mother's Day gift for me.
Happy Mother's
So thank you, Dr. Laura.
I learned that what really matters is the mark you leave with other people.
I learned that you need to be good to your wife, be a good father, be a good man, and that's about it.
He chose wisely.
That's a lot of, that's it. That's a biggie.
No.
She chose wisely.
What about you?
And he treats kindly.
Treat kindly, choose wisely, right? I did choose wisely. Good. I believe.
And so did he.
Talking with some of the people in line, I really heard how long they've been listening to her and how excited they were. So I think that also helped draw people excitement in the crowd.
I think I've been listening to her for close to 50 years. Yeah.
Download the Dr. Laura Call of the Day and Dr. Laura's Deep Dive podcasts on my website, drlaura.com, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi there, I'm Stacy, Dr. Laura's content guide.
Have you ever had a problem and wondered, what would Dr. Laura say?
Well, I've been having some marriage problems lately.
I'm no longer speaking to my family because they were mean to my wife.
My husband says he doesn't feel a spark between us anymore, but I just don't know what to do.
Struggling as a stay-at-home mom, dealing with a divorce, managing mother-in-law issues. Just tell Stacy and she'll recommend calls of the day, deep dive podcasts, and even YouTube videos.
I'm seeing a strong theme in Dr. Laura's resources about dealing with family members who are disrespectful or unwelcoming towards a spouse. Which of those topics stand out to you?
Really, I can't wait to hear how Stacy helps you. It's a brave new world. Join me on this journey, and let's make a difference together.